Hello, how are you? My name is Matthew. You are in the moment, 9 o'clock on a 7th day of June. Pretty stormy Sunday night, but there is good news. Weather for the rest of the week once we get through this weather tonight. Looking at Environment Canada, Monday through Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud. 29 degrees Celsius is the high for Wednesday. That's probably going to be the hottest day of the week. So I'm just in here. I do have some notes. Funny story. Everything that I'm about to talk about, plus a few things that have happened since Friday night, was meant to be said Friday night, a late night quick show. But I was having some technical difficulties where the mic cord itself was not working. Now I could hear myself through the headset, but it wasn't being recognized with the software. So there was 11 minutes of, you could see me on camera, but there was no audio. So as per usual of my live streams that I've been doing since March of 2017, just therapy for me. Back to work. Back to work tomorrow. I'm doing a stretch of working Saturdays, doing 6 days a week, trying to put some money away for a project that is coming up in a few months, and I'll let you know what that is when it is more appropriate to do so. So a coffee here. I'll just dedicate this show, this moment, this coffee to Andrew Goodsell, who I know is in a tent tonight in an open space, Green Road encampment, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Possibility of lightning in the forecast. So this is for, I would love nothing more than to be sitting down with Andrew Goodsell right now with a nice cup of coffee. So a cup of coffee I will share with you. Feel free to leave comments. This is just going to be a nice, slow pace this evening. Pretty busy weekend. A few things that kind of stand out, and I'll talk about those, and maybe it can be relatable to you. Hopefully you had a chance to get outside and enjoy the weather today. Yesterday was nice. Like I said, in for a nice stretch of weather here. Last time in front of the camera was last Sunday afternoon. I was over at the Green Road encampment as we get on track with the notes. Over at the Green Road encampment, speaking with PJ McKay, getting ready for their third summer. Did a quick show. Last time I checked, 3,300 eyeballs on the show. So I appreciate that. It's up on my YouTube channel. And the intention was to have PJ on my talk radio program, Truth from the Booth, today, which airs. There's been a bit of a hiatus, just kind of playing back and forth with some of the guests. Technical difficulties, which I'll talk about in a few moments. But sometimes the guests just, they're just not able to have a conversation due to maybe it's a health condition or whatever. Always lots of circumstances. But long story short, I will be speaking with PJ McKay. The technical issue has been solved. So we're going to have a conversation, hopefully maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. But I think I want to get that conversation up on Folked Up Radio. I don't think I want to wait until next Sunday. I've already spoke with Mitch Bigger, who is the station manager. So once it's recorded, once it's put together, I can send it off, and he can air it earlier this week, I'm hoping. That being said, I was speaking with PJ on the phone just a few days ago, and they told me that they had just finished up having a conversation with one of the reporters from CBC News. I don't know if that was Thursday night or Friday night. Uh, it did not air, but have a look, CBC News Halifax, and see if there is a current story with PJ McKay, who is one of the lead advocates for the individuals over at the Green Road encampment, for sure. So, still looking to speak with PJ McKay. We'll talk about this in a couple of moments, but Shane Reed has experienced homelessness over in Newfoundland. I had him on my show here a few weeks ago, and I'm looking to have an update show with Shane. Shane reached out to me through a text letting me know some events that are happening over in Newfoundland, and I'll share that information with you. It's already up on my Facebook page. So if you're watching this live, I appreciate that. If you're watching this at your leisure, I appreciate that as well, as we hit 6 minutes after 9 on a stormy Sunday. We just have to get through tonight. Wind gust up to 50 km, a low of 7. Clearing tomorrow. Again, gusting winds up to 50 km, 18 degrees tomorrow, and then it just gets warmer and warmer as the week goes along. So I just want to quickly touch on, and this is kind of funny, and I think the younger me would have just completely flipped my lid, but I'm 53, and I try and see the humor in it. But I'm downsizing, and I have a couple of printers, and I have a really great starter kit for anyone who's thinking about getting into construction. So if you know of anyone, I do have things that I need to get rid of. If I can make a couple of dollars off of that, fantastic. And footnote, Marketplace is the absolute nightmare that everyone says it is. I don't know why I experimented with Marketplace on Facebook today, but anyway, that's a different story. So just bouncing around here, making some notes today. Watching Formula One racing in, I think today it was in Monaco, watching it with Jen and Moon, and just 78 laps, really intense. I can see why fans get hooked on that. So just some fun stuff. I've already talked about the weather, thunderstorm. Yeah, that's something that we don't get very often. Thunderstorms, I believe it was just this last Tuesday evening, about 6:30. I was just, into the middle part of my shift at the art gallery. Everyone had gone home. Doors were locked, so I was able to enjoy a thunder and lightning storm. So a few rumbles of thunder, which is always nice, always nice. I'm an 80s kid. And well, I think warmth is definitely on the way for sure. So I'd like your thoughts on this. I'm a big fan of Canadian writer, comedian, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen and one of his friends are putting together a reboot of a Canadian classic show, The Littlest Hobo. So I'm wondering what your thoughts of Seth Rogen taking on this project. I believe Crave is involved, so just some interesting stuff. Formula One racing today. Last night, sitting on the couch watching E.T. for I don't know how many times I've seen E.T., but Moon watching it for the first time. Just a classic movie. I really need to get my eyes checked. Okay, I'm going to talk about that at the end. So I just want to quickly touch on this, the the technical issue, going back to downsizing and the printers that I would love to get rid of. They're just not going to go in a landfill. But I got rid of a lot of cords and stuff. And I'm just going to give you the Coles notes. At the end of the day, after getting rid of a bunch of stuff, I had 3 microphones and only 1 cord. So in my haste, which is very unusual for me, I'm very meticulous when it comes to organizing, I packed away all of my microphone cords except for 1, and that turned out to be faulty, and I sold everything. So I had to go out today, and that was another reason. Friday morning, I was getting ready to have my phone interview with PJ McKay. I record at 10:30 on Friday mornings, and I was getting ready to set up, and I didn't have a mic cord. And again, the younger me would have flipped their lid, but the whoa, I'm getting coffee all over myself. But the the 53-year-old was just like, I can't believe. Even Jen couldn't believe what I had done. Anyways, that was the technical difficulty that I was having. I literally didn't have the capabilities to do a phone interview. Everything is good. Everything is good now. I am currently. Do I have that written down? Yeah, I'm currently working. I just started today. I am coming up on a 5-year anniversary of living here in this province, specifically right here in the HRM on the peninsula. We arrived here on the 22nd of August, 2021. So today, very quickly, over, maybe an hour, a couple of hours in total, I just started writing and compiling a list, and it will be eventually in chronological order of the different things that I have done here in this province. And not just the work, because the work has really been primarily with the commissionaires of Nova Scotia, working at One Government Place, the ID services on Barrington, and the last couple of years at the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia. So the majority of my employment here in Nova Scotia has been with the commissionaires of Nova Scotia, and I'm very grateful for that. But that being said, today specifically, I just sat down, everything that popped into my head, everything that I have gone through, all my experiences, all the people that I've met, the different little projects that I've done, I've been writing that down. And again, it will be in chronological order. And I will be sharing that with you in a show early June, July, August, probably late August, early August, sometime in August. And it will be a show that will be, it'll be a game changer. It'll be a game changer for sure. That being said, I want to have a pretty busy summer here on the peninsula. So if you see me out and about, stop me. If you have anything you want to add, what I could be doing better in my live streams, my talk radio, please let me know. I always enjoy the constructive criticism. And be a guest on my show. Please reach out to me this summer if you want to be a guest. Sometimes this, for a lot of people, the safest place to share their story is on my radio program. It's a recorded phone conversation. I do the production, put it up on on the internet, on my YouTube channel, or my live stream. So find me this summer, and I will share your story on a couple of platforms. But I encourage people to do it themselves. If you have a phone and you see something going on, you want to share your story, do so. Robin Tupy is doing that right now. I know that they're going to have a channel or a Facebook page, and I believe right now the working title is going to be Ranting Robin, or Robin's Rant, Ranting Robin, something along those lines. And I've said this many times, the strongest people that I have ever met in my life have been the people that I've met here in the 5 years in Nova Scotia. I'm going to close it out with this as we hit 14 minutes after. And I just, this is something that I wanted to do on Friday night. I actually did. I sat here in front of the camera for 11 minutes and the microphone didn't work. So I just deleted the show. And I want to thank, and I can't remember who was watching the show, but someone was telling me, hey, I can't hear you. And I just assumed it was the volume on their end, but it was actually a mic cord that was cutting in and out, and it just cut out for like 11 minutes. So I'm going to leave you with this on this rainy, stormy Sunday night. We'll get through this weather. Sunshine, 23 degrees on Tuesday, 29 on Wednesday, 27 on Thursday and Friday, 25 on Saturday. So we are in for a stretch of some nice weather. So please take advantage of it. Yes. I talked about the reboot. Another couple of things here. Helping Helping End Homelessness in Nova Scotia. I've always told you to go to that page to just get a snapshot of what's going on here in the province. Another Facebook page to just kind of keep eyeballs on. They share a lot of amazing stories and a lot of tragic stories as well. So just based off of some of the posts recently from the Humanity Project, there are some very fatal drugs circulating the streets of New Brunswick. And I want to say specifically Moncton. Just incredible numbers. Humans overdosing, some fatally. So it's just, and just the drug dealers are out there just poisoning other people, making their money, and just not giving two shits about the people that they're killing. One final thing, speaking of strong individuals, going back to The Rock, Shane Reed experienced homelessness, is now working with an organization in St. John's, and I'll put a link up to their Facebook page in the comment section here. He wants me to share with you, and I plan on having Shane back on my Truth from the Booth radio program this summer. Please be looking for that. I'll let you know when that's going to happen. But there is a community picnic. If you're going to be in Newfoundland this summer, there's 3 dates you might want to circle on the calendar. There's going to be 3 separate community picnics at the Bannerman Park Gazebo. The Bannerman Park Gazebo, June 20th, July 11th, and August 22nd, 1 till 4. All are welcome. Barbecue, music, open mic. So I just wanted to pass that along to you. I've shared it on my own Facebook page, and I'll share it again in the comment section. All right. Michelle, I'm glad you're in here. I would highly encourage you to find some time, maybe later in June, sometime in July, to get to the HRM to have a visit with the family here. So I would love for you to make some time to come to the HRM to visit Jen and I and Kaya. So I know you're in here, so I'm just putting that out there right now. Yes, so working on a show that'll air in a couple of months. Working on it right now because it's going to be a pretty important show. 5-year anniversary coming up here in Nova Scotia. Look, I still have so much coffee left. I think if I was actually sitting around with individuals with a cup of coffee like that, I couldn't have it in a glass because it would probably be going to the microwave numerous times because, as you can see, I love to yammer as we're 18 minutes into 9 o'clock. Okay, that's going to do it for me. Hockey continues. The Vegas Knights are up in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Carolina Hurricanes 2-1. The Knicks are up on the San Antonio Spurs 2-0. Game 3 of the NBA Finals goes tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden. New York is just going to be off the chain. Excellent stuff. Okay, it's going to do it for me. Be safe if you're out traveling this evening. Be safe. And I will, again, planning on having a conversation with PJ McKay within the next 48 hours. And once it's prepared, it'll be up on Folked Up Radio and into your ear canal. So I'll make sure I let you know when that happens. Okay. Thanks for the live views. Thanks for hanging out. If you're watching this at your leisure, I appreciate that as well. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. My name is Matthew. You are currently caught up in the moment.